Well, welcome to chapter 65. 65 of World's Longest Suicide Note. My name's Roger, and I am your host and current suicidal person on the bad days. But what I am not is a professional at mental health or mental illness or any of the above. I am not a professional provider, influencer. That's all I could think of. But I'm not a lot of other things too. So, anywho's, what am I? Well, I'm somebody who's dealt with mental illness for 40 some years, and I'm kind of tired of it. I can tell you that. I would like to hand in my it's like I've done my time. I feel like retiring from mental illness at any point. So let me know how you do that, and I will get the paperwork in. Short of that happening, we're just going to keep on trucking and find a way forward. That's the whole idea. Finding that way forward. So, there we go. What are we going to talk about today? Well, speaking of finding a way forward, I don't know, with all the kind of stuff going on in the world, there are some interesting things that are happening in the kind of the meds, the medication area. They finally realized that there is a thing now, and I don't know when. I mean, I haven't really heard about it as much as, they've in talks with therapists and other doctors, and basically they have kind of I don't know if it's a DSM-5 category, but they're starting to recognize treatment-resistant depression now. At least I'm hearing about treatment-resistant, and I've been told that mine meets the category of treatment-resistant depression. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. It's gotten harder and harder to, I mean, like I said in one of the other videos, I don't know what number it is. I know that there are people who, when they put their stuff out, they pretty much could tell you which video to find different. Good luck, honestly. I thought about it at some point, but the ship has sailed. The ship is gone, and that ship isn't coming back. And so there's no reason for me to kind of start now. I'm just going to talk, and there'll be some videos that there may be, it's conceivable that I will do a video that's exactly like another one that I did before. Probably won't be exactly, but similar in nature. Because I'll forget that, oh, that's right, I talked, and especially as I get older, I mean, all bets are off, if you ask me. It's like, don't you remember? No, I don't remember. No, I don't. So, anyway, but, I do follow the industry, so to speak. I do try to keep abreast of things that are going on in the world of mental health and depression, and um, I I haven't been a person who's taken, at least lately, taken a lot of medications, because frankly they just haven't done anything but make me want to kill myself, um, which is not uncommon when it comes to medications such as those that are out there. They all carry a risk of that, and honestly, that's where I've had a lot of problems in my past, and so I've been very, very aware. Um, but it doesn't change the fact that you want to keep abreast as to what's going on, especially since the depression doesn't seem, it's treatment resistant. Uh, to see if there are other avenues uh, out there to utilize. So, and I would never go into it just with, oh, somebody said this did a great job, perfect. I'm happy for anyone that meds work, because that's what meds should work. They should be a tool. They should be something that we should, be able to utilize ourselves, avail ourselves of those benefits when it turns out that they do what they're supposed to do. But and don't quote me, because these numbers are probably incorrect. But I do remember reading somewhere that most medications are only 40% in the 40s. I don't know the exact number. Again, you could Google box that for yourself. But I mean, if you're looking at an efficacy in the 40s, which, I mean, for some things that probably wouldn't be a bad number. So I don't want to, but 40%, isn't, I mean, it's better than 30%, but it's not like a number that, oh yeah, 80%, 90% are helped with this particular thing. So not all medicine is going to work, and not everything is going to work for you specifically. And that's why whenever I advocate, it's like, no, just because I don't particularly have the ability to take meds as an option, that doesn't mean I'm anti-med. Actually, I'm pro-med, pro-tools. Whatever works, whatever you could use, I'm pro. And I don't know, that's a pretty big blanket statement. So maybe a lot of there's some gray area in there. But yeah, the treatment, and I think the longer that you live with something, I think the more that it has the capacity to change and to kind of mutate on you, and to the things that used to work may not work, at least to the same level. And that's kind of been the story of my life a little bit. Trying to find something that has, that grants me some relief. And it's just, whenever meds are such a long game anyway. Now there are some now that are being developed. I guess you squirt up your nose. I don't know what that's called, nasal, whatever, that apparently, and the what do they call that? The window when you start taking it before it becomes effective. Usually on a lot of the older ones, it was weeks, 1 to 3 weeks or something. And again, not a pharmacist, not a doctor, not, I'm just just a user of things from time to time. And again, not the meds. I don't take meds for depression. I used to, and I just thought it'd be better if I lived, because there's a percentage, and I don't know that percentage either, because numbers. As soon as I give a number, it's going to be incorrect anyway, and so I'm not. Basically look it up. I'm telling you what I've heard and what I've experienced, my perception. But that in no way do I want to express that I know the facts of the matter. I don't. I know enough to say you should Google it or find it, and that it's out there, because I've seen it. I'm just not going to be the source on this situation. But there's a lot of information out there, tons. So, and it's always something. I'm always encouraged, because they're still working on it. They're still trying to find the best outcomes for people, and I appreciate that. Now, I'm not. That being said, whenever we talk about meds, we have to talk about corporate greed and the fact that these things aren't probably developed or pushed through for altruistic reasons, and we're dealing with corporate America, and profits are the king, and you have to keep your shareholders happy and all of that. I get that, and there's just a kind of a special evil, I guess, around medicine and pharmaceutical and big pharma. And so I don't want to. I'm not here to get into a debate. I'm not here to say this is bad, this is good. This is about tools, and if they're evil but provide a good tool, I say use the good tool and deal with the evil. When you get a chance. Or if something, but at the end of the day, I mean, some bad things have happened and some people have benefited from them, and so that's what that's about. It's not about at all costs. I'm not trying to make a political statement about the evils or the goods of medicine, pharmaceuticals in our existence. We need to do it, and I think there's a couple things that I've read that I think are areas, that kind of thing, that like the nasal deal where it's supposed to be effective quicker, but it's also, I think, an add-on to another med. So now they're starting to do like the med cocktails, and I don't mean starting like this is something brand new. They've been doing this for a while, but sometimes they develop a tool, a med that works better with other meds, and so you have, kind of a combination, and that's good too. And of course, ketamine is a big situation that's happening now with the meds, and that's more of a treatment. It's not like a management. It's kind of a treatment that they have. Again, I also have a pretty substantial addiction proclivity, so I'm not jumping on that bandwagon, because the last thing I want is to be walking the streets looking for ketamine. Hey man, do you happen to have any ketamine on you? I don't know, what is it called? I mean, what's the street name of ketamine? So I'd have to find out what the street name was, and then I'd be walking around the streets like trying to find that. Especially anything that kind of takes that pain away. But I know that for some it's been amazing. So if you believe the news releases and the what's going on kind of situation. I think that at the end of the day, it's knowing where you are, and I'm a big fan of tools. I think I think you should have tools that allow you to maintain, to give you some control, and that's the idea. Um, and so at some point I may absolutely go back to, depending on how things play out and where I'm going. Never say never as far as these kind of things, because if they do have benefits, I want to be able to take advantage of them. So it'll really just depend on where it goes from here. It has been on a trend. It's been trending worse. If you look at the charts from the last couple of years, and if you didn't get the charts of my mental health over the last, it's because, what do you care? I know you care, but it's not like you're going to my appointments with me. But if I were to chart, if I did have like a grid and like a graph, it would be trending worse. Over the last couple of years, my mental health has not gotten better; it's gotten worse. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing the videos. But so I don't never say never, because at some point I very well maybe, sorry, why am I yawning? I very well might be going down that road again. Hopefully with something that I hadn't used before. And for a while I was on one, I went through all the major meds there for a couple of years, bouncing around until I just couldn't handle it anymore. So yeah, as my depression gets more and more unmanageable, or treatment resistant, I have to continue to do things to develop. I still have to develop tools for myself. I still have to move forward and understand that I don't know everything that about this. I don't have all the answers. I have a lot of experience, but my learning is not done. So I will continue to move forward in that. Yeah, and even though it's like not great, you want to have relief. You want to have things work out, and at some point you want to be able to get a handle on it. So I encourage you, by all means, check it out. Check out the new meds. Talk to your doctor. Do all the stuff that they tell you to do, and then hopefully you'll have some good response from that. And if you have depression that's resistant, well, I'm sorry. Our job is to keep moving forward. Our job is to not take not take it laying down. But to keep the idea that we have to do it for ourselves. And so we're gonna, we'll listen to what the doctors say. We'll do all the things that they think we should do and that we think we should do. But at the end of the day, we're in control of the situation, and we have to be kind to ourselves and those around us. And so if there is something, so keep up with things. Keep talking to your doctor. The only time you want to stick with something is if it's working. If it's not working, then keep experimenting. Keep working at finding those tools that work for you. Because if they are working now, there's a chance that it may not work in the future. And I'm not saying that to be jerk or to like put the hex on you. I'm just saying, you know, there was periods in my life where I thought I had it down, you know, that I had things under control. And those times went away. I mean, they come and they go. Control is an illusion, and so anyway. But stay up on what's going on. I'm not saying you have to study, you have to be a pharmacist, but just keep, you know, keep your head in the news as far as your condition, what's going on, and don't be afraid to talk to your healthcare provider and say, hey, I want to try this. This is something that's new, and you know, could you tell me more about that, or can we look at adding that to my program? That's the best thing you do. And if the doctor doesn't think that would be wise, make sure it's not because the insurance doesn't pay for it. Make sure it's that there's a reason, a medical reason why. So anyway, I think that's it for today anyway. I hit critical mass. So I'm going to let you go, and I will catch you on the next one. I hope you have an amazing day and keep fighting. All right, bye.